Good morning everybody, and welcome to the Kukali Bushcraft channel. Okay, so beautiful morning here in Finnish Lapland, and we're going to have a quick look at this knife today. This is the Woodsknife PCK Predator. I've been carrying this knife now for 3 months. I've been using it every day at work, so it's been getting a good hammer in there, but also on my days off, hiking trips, camping, fishing, and yeah, it's a pretty short bladed full tang knife. 80 CRV2 steel. The blade is made by Metalli, and the design is by Harry Merrimer, the guy who makes all of these knives and sheaths for Woodsknife. Well, he is Woodsknife basically. And yeah, we've got a skeletonized blade. It's got like a little diamond shaped cutout round about there, held on with torque screws, so quite a nice high grind there. So basically it's a Finnish puukko, but crossed with a woodlaw clone is the best way that I can describe it, really. There are a couple of different versions of this knife available, and some of the older ones apparently didn't have a belt loop, but this one in particular, 90mm blade length with a width of 25 to 27, overall length of 205mm and thickness of 3.25. The hardness is 59.5 on the Rockwell scale. Made in Kauhava, which is a town that has an amazing history of knife manufacture here in Finland. So the handle scales are a stained birch. It could be pine tar. It looks like pine tar. Yeah, it looks kind of blocky, but it's rounded enough to feel really comfortable in the hand. So we've got a skeletonized tang. It's got a diamond cutaway somewhere in the middle. Not been sharpened in a while, but it holds its edge. 80 CRV2 is a good steel. Metalli do a good job of the heat treat, so it's pretty tough, holds its edge well, not too difficult to sharpen either. I have, however, had one little issue with the sheath. So you see there, I've managed to cut the stitching, which is the downside of not having a welt in there. Of course, in here we've got a plastic insert. That's very much the Finnish way of going about things, is to have a plastic insert. Or traditionally, of course, it would have been wood, or possibly antler or bone. But apart from that, as you would expect from Woodsknife, I've had one of their knives before, and they are good. The stitching is absolutely lovely, and very nice, well made sheath. The spine is sharp enough to do a bit of scraping, but it doesn't seem to want to strike a ferro rod very well at all, which I'm sure you can fix, but I've not bothered. Okay, so this is quite typical in a Finnish knife, but we've got quite a high grind here. So a high Scandi grind is, I suppose, what you'd call this. Kind of between a Scandi grind and a sabre grind. So this angle is about 15 degrees of this primary bevel. So it does need a slight secondary bevel. So it's got a little micro bevel along the edge there. The issue with the sheath It's quite easy to fix. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little brass rivet in there with maybe a little bit of glue, just so as the cutting edge doesn't actually touch the metal. But because it's been stitched correctly with a locking stitch, that's not opening up anymore. Of course, unless I touch the stitching with the blade of my knife again. But even with that how it is, the retention still absolutely fine, bomb proof. If I shake it really hard, maybe. No. So even with that, the retention's good. It's not really great that that's happened, but it's not a big issue. You know, you do have to do some maintenance on sheaths sometimes, as well as touching up the edge of your blade. Yeah, apart from that, it's a really nice sheath. Okay, so what's the verdict? Well, really, I think it performs fantastically well. It's yeah, it's very ergonomic. It's light. You know, it's very decent little knife. Sheath, well made. Could do with a welt. I was worried that might be a bit of a weak point. It's really quite strong, so there doesn't seem to be any issues there. But yeah, all in all, good knife. So, well, thank you very much for watching, everyone. Please give us a thumbs up. Please subscribe if you haven't done already. And I'll see you all again soon for another Googly Bushcraft video. Bye for now.